first step is we're going to pour that right into our separatory funnel. All right, so now the molecules are dissolved in diethyl ether in an organic solvent. So the idea of that extraction is that once you add an acid initially, any molecules that have, you know, a group that is base, that can act as a base, will end up being protonated, and then the molecule will end up being more soluble in the aqueous solution. And go ahead and add that. Alright, so now that we are ready to mix it, we're going to take it out of the iron ring. We're going to make sure that our finger is right on the stopper, so we're going to hold that tight. What we're going to do is invert to mix. And as we invert to mix, we want to vent it out from the end and allow any evolving gas to escape. Then we want to make sure we close it. Again, you want to make sure your hand is tight on that stopper, and you want to mix it and vent out any evolving gas. And you'll hear the sound once you vent it out. When you vent it out, you also want to make sure you're venting it out away from anyone that is near you, right? And away from your face. Right? We are working in a fume hood, but you still want to make sure you're precautious. So now, if you've mixed it all and you put it in, you can see the color gradient, and it takes a couple of seconds, and it looks like the layers have separated. Right. All right, so next is really deciding which one is your aqueous layer and which one is your organic layer, right? What we could do is add a drop of water, and notice where that drop of water will go. Another way is that they'll separate based on density, right? So the denser liquid will be at the bottom. We could also follow a drop of water and see where that will go. And then if you notice, it settled towards the bottom layer. So now what we want to do next is to drain it into the flask. All right, you want to make sure you don't get any of your organic layer. So that now that's our very first aqueous layer, right? We do want to save it until the end. You don't want to dispense it of it yet. So save the flask, label it as your first aqueous layer.